the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double as we continue Mishnah Yomi, Sechas Yoma, Perek Vav, Mishnayos Hey and Vav. Mishnah Hey, Al Kol Sukkah V'Sukkah Omrim Lo Hari Mozan V'Hari Mayim. We mentioned yesterday that the person who took the Shiur Azazel, he had 10 stations along the way, and each station they had food and drink because technically he was allowed to eat, because if it was a situation of pikuach nefesh. If he can die, it was a strenuous task to go out to the midbar. Could have been very hot, so they offered him if he really needed it. But Rav Adi Bartuna says he never actually needed it. The people in the stations, they would escort him to the next station. Except the last one, which wasn't a mill, which is 2,000 amos, was actually 2 mil. So they couldn't go the full 2,000 amos. He could because it was a mitzvah, so he could leave the tchum. They didn't come to the cliff with him. They stand basically a mil away, a kilometer away, and see what he does. What would he do? He would take a piece of thread that was red, colored red. Half of it he would tie on the rock near the edge of the cliff, and half between the horns of the goat. If he would push it backwards. Now, this is interesting why I push it backwards. I'll explain why I think he pushed it backwards. It was a sharp, steep cliff, and the goat would roll backwards. Basically, it would, the limbs would separate by the time it got to the half of the mountain, halfway down the mountain. After he's done with this, he goes back to the last sukkah, to the last station. It says in the pasuk that the person who does the Shiur Azazel, his begadim become tummy. He has to put his begadim in a mikvah. When does it become tummy? Tanakama says once he leaves the walls of Yerushalayim. When the Gemara learns the pasuk in the Gemara from the time where he pushes it off the cliff. We passing like the Chamim. He's already been talking about Begadim once he leaves Yerushalayim. Stay tuned for Yom when I talk about why he specifically pushed the Shiur Azazel backwards. We'll talk more about the meaning of Shiur Azazel and specifically why he pushed it backwards. Ian Mitzion coming up next.